What's going on? What's going on? You already know the device mic check and that. Don't let me down, although I can see my histogram at the bottom of the screen, so I kind of know that the mic's moving still. But I need to know what the audio's like on your side. You get me? You know what time it is, man. Savage Talks live. Big up everyone in the chat. Early morning settings, I guess. Uh, Sporadic, but I don't give a damn anymore because I'm just doing stuff how I want to do it. Because yeah, sometimes stuff need to be spoke about. And I ain't waiting around to try and schedule and all this business and that. So sometimes impromptu it is what it is. Big up to all you guys in the chat, but you already know what it is, man. Come on, bro. You already know the vibes, honestly, bro. Zen mode, you know, you ain't saying blood. Big up Morris and that, you know the vibes, bro. Yeah, man. How's everybody doing? You already know. Look, check in first before we go any further, because there's not much point going through a whole stream if everyone's not well and everyone's not doing good, or we ain't even checked. So make sure I just check on you lot. Make sure you lot check on each other. And yeah, man, we hit the Raptors and that. Now, obviously, man, this in the title, this in the pop up, this in the notification. I thought it's a raw review and that, bro. It ain't so much a raw review, bro, because obviously I'm waiting to build the show where I can incorporate the news and all that stuff like that. But it takes a bit of time when you want to do it properly. I want it to have a time limit and everything, so I can make sure I incorporate in certain times, make sure there's enough for the chat to be engaged into as well. So I'm still doing that. And then once that gets up and running, then we'll have the review as part of that stream. So it won't be a whole stream based on a review, but it will be a review in some way. So it'll be like a proper show. It'll have a part about the news, a part about, I don't know, whatever happened in the week, a part about Raw. So it's likely to be, if I got it correct, Tuesdays. Yeah, it's likely to be Tuesdays and Saturdays, because obviously Saturday SmackDown's already happened. And obviously there might be a pay-per-view on the Saturday as well, so it'd be Saturday that normal SmackDown time. And then yeah, same thing with the Raw one. So that'll be twice a week at least. Because obviously the way WWE have been doing stuff, they've gone back to this weird every 2 weeks, every 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks there's a show. So I can't be incorporated any more than that, considering we're probably gonna end up having a preview show for a pay-per-view. We're probably gonna end up having a watch along at some point. That ends up being, there's not enough days in a week in it, you know what I'm saying? So, and obviously going into the week, going into the football season as well, me and the boys have got stuff planned for the football season as well. So I have to incorporate that. Then I've got HUGO online to incorporate as well. So that's the way it is. But as for this fucker, as for this bullshit, what the listen, as I said, this ain't so much a review, but I will give you guys a chance. So if you, as I told you last week, if you got valid questions you want to send into the chat, send them in. I'm not reading everything, but if you got a question about the show, something that's logical to talk about, let's talk about it. But as for that, what the fuck is this faction, bro? This nameless, boring orange faction, bro. This Donald Trump colored faction, bro. This bullshit rip-off Men in Black, J&J Security, Blues Brothers faction. These fucking big for nothing security guard faction. The future, but not the future, but the future faction. The vision. This vision is blind, bro. This vision, I don't even want to make any more Stevie Wonder jokes. I think he's had a lifetime of it, bro. But this has to be Ray Charles' vision, bro. This has to be Ray Charles, bro. This can't be the vision of creative people. Now, I need to take the reason why I need to talk about this bullshit, because it's irking me, man. I can't, like, what the nobody, and I will break it. Nobody, no one, no superstar will, and I repeat, no superstar will and has benefited from this faction. Now, you can say, Savage, relax. It's early. You're right. It could change. You're right. But I've seen enough already. When did this faction form? If I'm correct, did this faction not form the Raw after WrestleMania? Am I not right? Did the faction not form the Raw after WrestleMania? So, April, May, June, July. 4 months is enough to know if a faction's going to work. I didn't need 4 months to know if the bloodline was going to work. I didn't need 4 months to know if DX was going to work. I didn't need 4 months to know if the Shield was going to work. I didn't even need 4 months to know if okay, maybe Judgment Day. You get me? But this is retribution levels of booking, bro. The only difference between these lot on and retribution is retribution. One of them had a plate on their face, plate face, and that flapjack. That's the difference. The difference is that retribution weren't cutting promos; they were just mashing stuff up. But at least there was action, and they were hampered by COVID, so there was certain stuff they couldn't do. There's no excuse. Do you remember it taking 4 months to see if Evolution was going to be good? The Wyatt family. I remember that shit. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Let's cut the jokes and shit. Is this faction any better than the Bailey Buddies? What are they called? Damage Control. Are they any better than Damage Control? And before you try and make a snide, oh, come on, Savage, you gotta be serious. No. Didn't Damage Control end up with champions in there as well? This is stinky, bro. This is terrible. Same shit music. I watched their promo, and it's not hard to watch that because the promo is every single week after week. It's a promo. Everything starts with a promo. WWE can't help but start stuff with a promo. Every Raw starts with a promo. Every SmackDown starts with a promo. Promo. Not the pyro, promo. Not the entrance music, Starbucks coffee cups, suitcases. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares, bro. This is bad. Let's go through each person and let's see if we can make a point for it. Big up N90. Seriously? Seriously? Yeah, Fire and Desire was way better, bro. Let's make a because I'm willing. Hear me out. I'm willing for me to be wrong. I'm willing for me to go back and then what I said in the title. If I'm wrong, the reason why the thumbnail says Division sucks, that might as well be the name of the faction, bro. They don't have a name. You might as well call them Division. It's shit, but having no name, shit. Pause the Oracle now. The Oracle can see the future. So if the Oracle can see the future, then you should have saw what was going to transpire in all the different aspects of what's going on. It's stupid. Anywho, Bron Breaker, the orange one. What was Bron Breaker doing before this faction? And what is Bron Breaker doing now? Well, I'll tell you what he was doing before because the day before he joined the faction, well, 2 days before, because I think he was on night one of WrestleMania, he had the title. He lost his title in a fatal 4-way. But he had the title, bro. He was a mid-card champion, which means the only people above him was the people who had the WWE title. That's it. Now, he has nothing. Big ol' ends. He has nothing. He does this with his head. He has a super spear, which the one today was trash. The novelty's wearing off. You keep barking. You're supposed to be a heel, but you're trying to engage in like babyface like stuff with the crowd so they can follow along with you. You're a sideman. You're coleslaw, bro. And Bronson Reed's garlic bread. Your mashed potatoes. Yeah. Your fried rice, bro. Yeah. Chips. Yeah. Hummus. Salad. Edamame beans, bro. You're a side dish. You're a side dish, and you've both willingly made yourself a side dish in this group. They obviously told these man them behind the scenes, yeah, join this group will make your wishes come true, blood. What in the P. Diddy group is going on, bro? You was duped. You was duped by Paul and Seth, bro. Seth told you, man, behind the scenes, I was the architect of the Shield. I am a visionary. I am a revolutionary. Are you sure? Because I am going to include myself in this. But I think we've been letting Seth off for too long now. I think there comes a point where when Don is really not doing anything, doesn't matter how much you used to like him, you have to be honest about the current version of that person. Does that mean that they end up at the end of their career being shit? No. There's a version of Undertaker that was terrible, but nobody wants to talk about it. Everyone acts like his complete 30 years was great. I remember him. He got fat. He wore like a light blue shirt, and he had snake bottoms on, bro. Trash. Hair looking proper ginger. Trash. I remember that. Man don't remember mid-card Undertaker, bruv. Man don't remember start of the card Undertaker, bro. Hardcore champion Undertaker. Shaved head and that. Bike didn't even work anymore. Harley Davidson's crashed. Yeah, but I remember the Fat Taker, bro. So let's talk about Seth. Sethington. Seth Rogen. Seth Rollins. That whatever, bruv. Seth has been bad since WrestleMania. In fact, I'm gonna lie. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give him some grace. Let me take away COVID. Actually, should I do that? In COVID, I remember him having a match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania because I remember they jumped off the big thing and it was raining outside. Well, okay, we'll let them off with that. Because in COVID, he was pulling Rey Mysterio's eye out of his face, and yeah, he was beating up Dominic and he was beating up Ray, and they were doing that thing with him and Buddy Murphy versus Ray and Aaliyah and all that. I'll give him that. I was entertained. I was entertained throughout COVID with Seth, actually. I don't know about him pulling Ray's eye out, but I remember them losing the Survivor Series match, and then he come out on Raw and he had that great promo where everyone was around the ring and he was cutting a promo and he blamed Ray for losing. I remember that. That was Leather Jacket Ray. I remember the camera going backstage and they were trying to find out what was going on, and he was sitting in the back of a van and AOP was next to him, and then the chair span around. He had the leather jacket on, and that was when he was Monday Night Messiah. I remember that. I'm gonna give him that. Then we had this motherfucker after AOP just started laughing like a crackhead for no reason, started to dress a bit more flamboyant for no reason. He was giving off Joker vibes. And I'm telling you guys, the whole Joker thing would have been 100% fine with Seth. If, one, he alluded to there was something wrong with him, or the commentators alluded to this happened to him, so now he's losing his mind a bit. This trauma happened to him, so now he's losing his mind. He hit his head, so now he's losing his mind. None of that happened with Seth. He just turned one day and every day, I am a visionary. Every day, I am a revolutionary. Every day, I am Seth freaking Rollins. What the fuck, bro? That is as bad as nothing. He wasn't the evil genius. There was nothing about him. There was no substance behind what he was doing. But we just allowed him to run around like a crackhead to the point that they actually put it into a storyline that he couldn't get on the WrestleMania card. And I was watching that going, well, this is a storyline, but this is actually true. There's no space for him on the WrestleMania card. There's no one for him to fight. This kid's had to go through fighting Logan, and then he had to go through fighting a new incoming Cody Rhodes. Then he lost 3 times to Cody. One of those losses was with Cody with a whole torn pectoral muscle. And after that, trash. He had a little inkling of a decent thing going on with him and Roman. That was the best thing we've seen from Roman and Seth. Oh, my bad, not Roman. The best thing we've seen from Seth in the last 5 years was with him and Roman. That's it. Both times. Him and Roman at WrestleMania 40 and him and Roman at the Royal Rumble the 2 years before that. Like, that's the best we've seen when he was coming out trying to get into Roman's head. That was a good storyline. I know Roman better than he knows himself. I'm the architect of the Shield. I know everything about Roman. I can get in his head. Starts playing the Shield music to come out of Royal Rumble. He's dressed as old Seth Rollins. The whole steel chair gimmick. The fact that he was the only one who technically beat Roman because he got disqualified Roman in that match. And then he beat the brakes off Seth with the steel chair. Even beat him into the point of he ended up in the same position that Roman was with the steel chair in the back. Flash forward to WrestleMania 40. They run the exact same thing back. But this time, we see what happens. And then Cody wins. That's the best Seth. But that isn't consistent. That was him involving himself in a storyline that didn't need him. You lot Don't be blind to what happened prior to WrestleMania. Big up G. Don't be fooled by what happened before WrestleMania. Before WrestleMania, the previous year, Seth was trying to beg people to fight him. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. They were trying, brother. He was having to beg man to fight him, bro. Brother, it's not bullshit. He was involved in nothing. He somehow got himself involved in the Cody and Roman and Rock thing because he had nothing to do, bro. Yeah, that's it. He was all like jumping to the aid of Cody, like Cody didn't beat the brakes off you for the last year, like Cody didn't dish you while he was in AEW. Like it didn't make any sense. He just all of a sudden turned back into like, oh nah, I love him. What do you mean you love Cody? But what are you talking about? Then we thought we had a little inkling of what he's gonna do next when we had Survivor Series War Games and CM Punk makes his return, and then we see him lose his mind in the ring. Was the best thing we've seen off Seth because we couldn't tell was it real, was it not. It seems like it was real. It seems like it's real to this day because he's been on a tirade the last year, going on every podcast he can, and every time they ask him about CM Punk, he literally says, "I genuinely hate this guy. I don't like him." If I'm being fooled and it's kayfabe, beautiful, then you've done a good job with that. But nothing's come of it, bro. Your whole thing is, I'm just gonna stop CM Punk doing shit. It's stupid. You didn't that title that you've got. They gave him that title. They gave him that title in a stupid tournament because Roman was too good, and Roman's hijacked both titles. No, he hasn't hijacked both titles. He won them both. He won them both and unified them. And these lot said, you know what? Roman's got the red one and the blue one. We're gonna have to make a new one on this brand. And look what happened. The second-rate title that nobody wants. Gunther's got it. Seth's got it. Seth's got it. Gunther's got it. Priest has got it. Gunther's got it. Seth's got it. Priest has got it. Nobody cares about that title, bro. Nobody cares about that title, bro. He's been trash, bro. I don't understand why we just WrestleMania 38, if I'm correct, was Cody versus Seth, innit? Or am I wrong? Was it Cody versus Seth, and then the next one was him and Logan, or some shit like that? Tell me if I'm wrong. Whatever. But all I'm saying is, from WrestleMania 38, which is the one where Stone Cold turned up, innit? Drew had this title. Oh, he did have it at Wrestle. Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he got cashed in on. We just went past WrestleMania 31. I mean 41. Seth's been rubbish for 3 years, at least. At least. He's just been flamboyant costumes, and luckily for him, he's good in the ring, and the weirdos in the crowd just want to do the singing thing. It was cool for a second. Oh, 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 sing my song. Oh, I am a visionary. Oh, I am a revolution. Listen, brother. Listen, brother. Listen, brother. It's not riveting TV, big man. It's not. It's not. It's not riveting TV. It's not creative TV. It's not classic TV. It's not beautiful viewing. It's not cinema. It's not theater. You're not a thespian, bro. You're not an arts major. You're a geezer that can do decent moves in the ring, which are getting boring as well. Oh, the Falcon Arrow. The Frog Splash from Seth. Brother, allow it. Get yourself a character because nobody cares, bro. As for Bronson Reed, they fucked up Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, go check my channel because I did a video on Bronson Reed before he joined any of those factions. And I said, the writing was on. Listen, it was there on a plate. It was there on a plate. Research WWE Creative. I'm convinced, yeah, that WWE, when they hire writers, they come in to tell them what wrestling is really about and what they want them to do and stuff like that. And then they just start writing. This is what I would do if you hired me as a writer. Take away that I'm savage on it because it doesn't count because I'm a wrestling fan. I'd go in, you do the same thing. This is what wrestling is. I know that blah, 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 how it comes across on TV, but this is predetermined. The moves are real, but we try and do this. But the aim is really not to hurt anyone, but to give it across that we do hurt people and this great combat sport, but there's a lot of fun variety. We need a variety show. There's something for everyone in there. There's all ages watching. We need a bit of comedy. We need a bit of seriousness. We need competitiveness. We need athleticism. So we're going to mix that all in. Big variety show, week in, week out. Build it up like it's a long TV series. Okay, say no more. We'll do that. Then what I would do is I wouldn't get my notepad out and start writing like a prick. First of all, for a week, I'm going around interviewing all the wrestlers. 5 minutes. Tell me about your character. Tell me what you just need to. This is the Savage fault, so you know what I mean. Don't get offended if you're a writer out there. Get over yourself. Tell me about your character. Bronson, can you tell me about your character? Tsunami. Yeah, I get that, Bronson. But can you tell me about your character? I'm Big Bronson Reed. Yeah. It's clear that you're big, you're fat, you got a bit of muscle. But what about your character? Tsunami. Safe. Close the door behind you. Call Bron Breaker in here, please. Don't mind. Hi, Bron. How you doing? How long you been wrestling for? Like, well, man, you know what I mean? As an athlete in school, blah blah. You got any? How long you been watching wrestling for? Well, you wouldn't know this, but my dad and my uncle, like one of the greatest tag teams of all time, Steiner Brothers and that. And then you might know Scott Steiner, my uncle, is the Steiner Math and Holler if you hear me and Big Papa Pump. Yeah, you might know. Oh, that's you. Oh, yeah. I might have to research that still. So why is your last name Breaker then? Break stuff. Well, okay. What did you break? Stuff, bro. I break ribs. Oh, whoa. Couldn't help but notice that you was barking earlier, like a Tourette's or something. Nah. Just my dogs, innit? Yeah, but what affiliation with dogs? Like, did you grow up with dogs? You like DMX? No. Just dogs. Oh, okay. And you think you're a heel, bad guy? Yeah. So you want the crowd to bark with you? Well, yeah. Why? Don't know, I'm a bad dog, innit? We get it. Just before you go, your name's Bron and his name's Bron's son. Yeah. Okay. Very similar. Probably not so much separating between you. At least you're not a tag team, innit? No, we are a tag team. Oh well. Damn. Probably. At least you're not in a faction together, because that would be weird. No, we are in a faction together. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, don't worry. I'm just gonna go and speak to some other people. But, hey, how are you doing? Like little color hair, Oscar. Look lovely. What's Oscar? Yeah. Is it Oscar or is it Asuka? Um, whatever in America, call them what I want. Oh, fair enough. Not important then. Tell me about yourself. Japanese. Yeah. Anything else? No. I just got a clown mask on. Well, clown face. Why? Because clowns in it. Tell me about your tagline. Oh, come on. Nobody ready for Oscar. Are you the champion? No. Are you tag team champion? No. Are you US champion? No. Are you intercontinental champion? No. Okay, so somebody was ready for Oscar. Well, yeah, but I'm Oscar. Okay, but give me your tagline. Empress of Tomorrow. The fuck does that mean? No, like they just told me backstage saying Empress of Tomorrow. But you keep losing, and you're gonna lose tomorrow. So you probably all right. Just call your friend. I swear I watched. I swear I saw you come back like 2 weeks ago. You told the other Japanese one, that you're not a group together anymore, and was the other one like part of that group? Yeah. Kabuki Warriors and that. Yeah, but I thought you come back as a single. Yeah, I'm a single. We'll come back as a single one. Big Harrison. Yeah, okay, so are you back together? Nah. I'm back as a singles opponent. Oh, it's just funny because I saw you on Raw come out and save her, but bring her in anyway, because obviously I'll speak to her nicely. She's probably got mental health issues, like special needs, and your friend. Nah, she's not special needs. What, Kyrie's not special needs? Nah, she's not special needs. Oh, so why is she dressed as a pirate then? Did you have to ask her? Does she think she's a pirate? Yeah. Kyrie, how you doing, little girl? Couldn't help but see you on a vignette. You was on a pirate boat. Yeah, I was sailing the seas. Yeah, but obviously it's green screen, isn't it? Nah, sailing the seas. Okay. Don't know if you know about modern day pirates and that, but yeah, the what's Captain Phillip and that. But this ain't really working out. You're a fucking pirate. Yeah, but I like being a pirate. Yeah. But it's fucking 2025 and you're a pirate. Yeah. So you do like birthday parties for kids and that. Now I'm a pirate. Get the fuck out of my office. Yeah. Get the fuck out of my office now. Yeah. And then I'll just walk around the roster and keep speaking to people. It's simple, bro. You just keep speaking to them and you find out no one knows what the fuck they're doing. Hi, what's your name? You work? You part of the staff here? No, no, no. I'm not part of the staff here. I work. I'm a superstar. You're a superstar. Yeah. What's your name? Sammy. Okay, Samuel. No, no, no. It's not Samuel. It's Sammy. Oh, your name's actually Sammy. Hmm. Okay. Well, you look like a cab driver, but I didn't know you was part of the roster because you don't really like your train and stuff. Yeah, I do. Okay, it's funny because Bronson just said in the ring that you don't, so it's clearly not just me. Yeah, well, I was part of the Built Cat. I was part of the Bloodline once. Oh, that Bloodline, brilliant stuff. What have you done since then? Well, won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. Good for you. Doing the tag team titles as well. Good for you. What are you doing now? Well, Seth's bullying me a bit. Jay's my friend, and me and Jay take turns every week to have bruised ribs and bandages around our stomachs. And one week I go out with a bandage around my stomach and get beat up and speared. Then the next week Jay comes out and yeets, and the same thing happens to him. Oh, this Jay guy around? He's outside. He's yeeting in the hallway. Oh, okay, bring him in. Hi Jay, how you doing? Yeet. Excuse me. Yeet. Yeah, there's nobody around. Can we drop the gimmick? Yeet. Hmm. Hmm. So you're GA. I know. Thanks to your cousin Roman, we can separate you two because your brother's doing shit and you're doing great. I guess. Remember the big guy put the rocket on you all the way to the moon. Yeah, still got that championship. Nah, nah, nah. Had it about a month. Oh, oh. So that WrestleMania moment's dead already. Yeah. Don't know how to put it to you, Jay, but probably do you care about your twin brother because he's struggling? They're not using you properly. Usos probably the greatest tag team of all time. The writing's on the wall. Do you want to get back together? Might help the situation. All right, get the fuck out of my office, bro. Get the fuck out of my office. And while you're there, call all your cousins in. Which one? The Tamatonga, the Tonga Lower, the Thomas the Tank and Dream, the Tonga Truck, the Tanker Truck. Call them all in. Say no more. I hear it. What's your name? Tamatonga. Are you challenged in any way? No. So you just want to make noise? Yeah. Who's that? That's my brother. Big brother. Little brother. Right. He's bigger than you though. Yeah, yeah, but that's life. What's his name? Tongaloa. Ain't that the same name as you've got? No, silly. I'm Tamatonga. Here's Tongaloa. Who the fuck is this 7-foot prick? Oh, that's well, he can lay you, but we call him Talatonga. Talatonga, Tongaloa, and Tamatonga. What in the fucking Tonga tanks are going on here, bruv? So you're the Tongan gang? No. You're the Island Boys? No. What the? What? That's Haku, the legendary Haku. That Haku. Oh, well then I guess. Why did you say so? The baddest man to ever grace wrestling, the one who's a myth, the John Wick of the wrestling world. He beat man up in the bar with a pencil. That Haku, the legendary Haku. Well, if you're that Haku, then clearly you're not a bad boy. He's probably got all the titles, win all the matches. No, no, no. Me and Tama won the title one time. You get me? We had it for a bit, nobody cared, and we lost it. So none of you has got your dad's traits then. No, we just lose all the time. We dress like Nightwing and Robin, different outfits. For no reason. No. Yeah, but I get the Nightwing and Robin stuff, but why is no one dressed as Batman? Oh yeah, never thought about that. So you decided to dress as the Sideman. Well, yeah, we decided early. Interesting. So this solo guy, you family? Well, yeah. I have to get into the island stuff. Technically, we're family, but we're not family. But we're from the same island, but not the same island because we're from the Tongan island. They're from the Polynesian island of Samoa. But the islands are next to each other, and you have blood families and stuff. And you used to go to war back in the day, so there was tribes, and then you hold it, you shake hands together, you pump your biceps, and all of a sudden, you're family. Oh, fair enough. You look like Solo. You look like the guy I just spoke to. GA, was it? Yeah. Oh, is that you? Yeah. Oh, well, you look cool. You got the blonde skunk thing in your head and you got a title over your shoulder. So I guess that you're the champ. Yeah, 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 I'm the champ. You're the champ, yeah. Oh, tell me about yourself. Well, basically, I came onto the roster. I was feared by everyone. I was the street champion in NXT. Came over, helped my cousin Roman, stopped Drew McIntyre beating him at Clash at the Castle. And then I was the enforcer. kind of the only person that Roman was scared of the whole time, but then Roman lost his title, so then I took over the bloodline. Then I lied to everybody and told everyone that we ain't spoke to Roman. Well, I spoke to Roman, said I could take over, but I lied to Paul, took the Ula Fowler. Roman came back, took it off me. What did you do in the meantime? Well, I had good times. I beat up Cody, I beat up Roman, I beat up John Cena. John Cena, the one who's about to lose. That John Cena. But you must be the best around then. No, I went on a 47 match losing streak after that, but it's not the point. So John Cena had to come out of retirement to retire again because of you. Well, yeah, because I thought I got him with the spikes, but clearly WWE didn't think it was good enough. He put his armband in the ring and stuff, and then came back. Right. So at least you're champion though. Yeah. Oh, won it last week at Clash at Clash. Oh, Clash of Champions. Yeah, in Saudi. Oh, brilliant. How did you win that? Well, this guy here. Oh, that's a real person. I thought it was a bad statue of Rhino. No, this is my friend JC. Well, another island boy, I guess. Funny you say that. He looks like an island boy, but he's really like, very Filipino. Oh, bit of a culture vulture, any? Looks Samoan. Put him in the group, long hair. Fair enough. Why doesn't he have a neck? Just trains traps. The Z-Win stuff. Nah, he just does what Tamatonga and Tongaloa and Hikaleu does. Oh, Talatonga, my bad. So these are all your lackeys. Well, I guess now you're champion, you win all your matches. Funny you should say that, because the week after I won my title, I lost on SmackDown in a tag team match. Straight away. Yeah. Oh, well, you look weak. I know you got a bit of I know you probably don't talk to that other guy. Who's that other guy out there that looks a bit like all of you's lot, but looks a bit off his head? He keeps doing the boogeyman shake. Oh, that's cousin Jacob the prick. Oh, he used to love me. Well, can you call him in? Hey Jacob, how you doing? Yeah. Jacob Fatu, is it? Yeah. You know what I mean? Excuse me? Yeah, listen, bruv. Listen to all the prison talking that, bruv. Well, you look like you're having a good time. I am. They booked me properly. Oh, you lost your title? Yeah, but it took the whole family to take the title off me. Oh, you know what? You're the first person I've seen today that looks like they've been booked properly. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day, Jacob. Go and have a great time, man. You're brilliant, you are. You know what I mean? But okay, don't shout in the office. Don't shout in the office. When you're done, just leave and call in the next person. Who's calling the blonde one with the tits? Which one? Not Trish, the one who looks like her daughter. Oh, Tiffany. Yes, call her in. Hi, Tiffany. It's Tiffany! I hear it. I hear it. So, can you tell me a bit about yourself, Tiffy? I like pink stuff. I like saying people are old. And it's Tiffy time! Yeah, I checked your Google, I checked your Wikipedia. It says you was like a grade 9 gymnastics, top level, that is. You know what I mean? That's brilliant stuff. You're an athlete. You're brilliant. Yeah, but it's Tiffy time. Yeah, but you have anything else to your character? Not really. It's just pink. Okay. So I see that you're I like your wrestling gear, but around the breastages area, it looks like things are gonna fall out. Well, that's my gimmick. I just wear it because everyone loves it, and then if if everyone focuses on my cleavage, no one will realize that I'm really rubbish. No, but you're not rubbish. Well, no, I'm not rubbish. I'm good in the ring, but I got nothing to say on the mic. But at least if I look good, they'll look at my breast, they'll ignore me. Oh, all right. Will you leave and call the other one in? The one who looks like she's a bit confused. Yeah, tell her that I know she said just call her in, please, because there's a group of nerds out there like drooling over her for some reason. Bring her in. Hi, what's your name? Rhea. Oh, hi, Rhea. Well, it's not Rhea. What do you mean it's not Rhea? It's Rhea Bloody Ripley. All right. Well, can you tell me a bit of yourself? This is my brutality. What is your character? Could you give me that couple words on your character? Well, I'm brutal, and it's my brutality, and I'm Australian. Yeah, anything else about yourself? I got tattoos. Anything else about yourself? Well, sometimes post like first trap pictures on Instagram so all the little nerds will, like me even more and buy my merch and that. But then every couple of weeks I just moan about them looking at me. You just don't post a picture then. Yeah, but I need to sell the merch. Fair enough. Fair enough. You don't mind leaving the office, I really want to talk about this, and Don't bother tell that Lucha guy to come in because he seems to be walking a bit funny. He looks cool though. What's his name? Penta. Oh, he looks cool. I think I know about this Penta guy. Is he not AEW? Yeah. There's another guy who looks a bit like him. Well, say he looks like him, got a mask on. Dragon Lee. Well, I wasn't talking about him, but he looks like him. Rey Mysterio. No, I wasn't talking about him, but he looks like him. Axiom. No, I wasn't talking about him, but he. Oh, Ray Phoenix. Rey Mysterio. No, Ray. Oh, there's two Rays. Yeah, and they're both in Lucha masks. Makes sense. Is that his brother? Yeah. And then were they ever a tag team? Yeah, they were Lucha Brothers. Oh, one of the best tags in the world. Did anything happen with Penta guy? We're just getting speared every week. He loses every week, but he comes out with a great entrance, and he says "Cielo and Miedo." Oh, that's cool. What about his brother? Does he win any matches? Well, funny enough, his brother was losing every matches, and so was his friend Andrade. Ah, HUGO! And then they put the tag team together, and now they look pretty cool, but they're probably going to not win anything and then lose eventually anyway. That's cool, but why didn't they just put the Penta brother with the Ray brother if there was already a tag team? Because they tried to be special and keep them apart. But you just kept them apart losing. Well, yeah, pretty much. Kept them apart losing. So it is what it is. Don't really want to cause any havoc around here, but seems to me that, there's a very diverse roster, but they're still very cliquey with inside. What do you mean by that? I mean, the Hispanics seem to be with each other, and the blacks seem to be with each other, and the whites seem to be with each other. The Samoans seem to be with each other. Ah, well, that's because Paul said that you look like him and you lot can speak Spanish to be together. Oh, so you're all the LWO then? No, I'm the LWO. He's Legado del Fantasma. He's on his own. Oh, fair enough. Well, brilliant stuff. Call that lady, and she looks very interesting. Hi, Chelsea. Chelsea, is it? Hi, Chelsea. You're brilliant. You got such warm energy. You seem very happy, very comedic. I saw some of your old videos where you was wrestling in Lucha Underground, and you look great. You do that wrestling stuff over here? No, I just clown around. While the rest of the roster's suffering, you clown around and they don't use you properly. Well, I was US champion. Oh, you US champion, are you? Well, not anymore. See, what it is I lost to Zelina Vega. Yeah. Oh, she seems alright as well. Yeah, she's part of the LWO. I know. Come on. Hispanic, Latino. How many matches do you have together? Because that will be a great match. Oh, no, we've had a match together. Yes, but maybe we should have a rematch. No, you don't understand. All of the matches of 2025 with me and Zelina. Me versus Zelina. Obviously, my bodyguards behind me, the Secret Cervix. They secure my cervix every week. So me versus Zelina every week. And then maybe like Dewdrop will have a match against Zelina. And then Fire and Burn will have a match against Zelina. And then we'll rotate it. And then every now and again, me chin, my chin, your chin will come in. Oh, Mi Chin. What's her character? She's got stiff twerk and blue hair. Okay, well, you let her know. I don't want to speak to her, but just let her know that she can go home and contact her husband, Keith Lee, because he's great. He's great, and he's not doing anything right now. So, yeah, bring him in. Back to my story, people. Long-winded. My point is, if you give me the creative thing, I'll take it. You go interview the rest, and you find out none of these fuckers have a character. Then you build characters for each of these fuckers first before you do anything. This stupid fucking roster, bro, with the stupid creative. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Interview the roster, find out what's going on, and also watch videotapes of the past because obviously I just went on a 15-minute tirade. But where I left it was Bronson Reed, when I said it's there, ready for you. I made a video. I said it's Mark Henry. I said Hall of Pain 2.0. Now, what I meant by that is not copy the Hall of Pain per se, but things are regurgitated because they're great and you want to keep doing it. And Mark Henry became Hall of Pain Mark Henry because they actually pranked him in real life. They told him to go out on SmackDown for a match, and there was no match. So he got mad, lost his damn mind, started tearing shit after the match and the dark match and stuff like that. And then we went on, we got Hall of Fame Mark Henry. All I'm saying is Bronson Reed was doing his best work. He had got released, he came back, they weren't doing anything with him. Tsunami the shit out of Seth. Made sense, he went after the top guy. He got recruited by the Bloodline 2.0, went into War Games. Before that, he was killing it as well. He looked great with them. to be honest. But clearly, there's enough cousins, enough. Whether you got any kind of Samoan heritage, there's too many of them. Move on from there. He broke his ankle. What happened in wrestling is when you get an injury, it's a sad moment. If the injury's not life threatening, you start using the opportunity for that moment. When this person returns, depending on how they left, you can build them into a massive star on their return. Now, Bronson wasn't a massive star before he left, but he's very prominent before he left. He has the look already of somebody that should be hard to beat. Feels like somebody you'd have to roll up in a match to beat, or beat him in a last man standing by throwing a table in him on top of him to beat, or beating him in a ladder match. He doesn't seem like somebody you'd just be able to get the 1, 2, 3 on, unless it's a quick roll up. Then he kind of kicks out at the end, but it's too late, and he stands up, kind of like how Kane would have been back in there, Undertaker. They could have easily brought him back, and he could have destroyed everybody. They had the writing was on the wall. It was very easy. It was very easy to do what was going on there. And then the last person of this group, which isn't a person who wrestles, and although shame on everyone who was like, "Oh, we can't wait to see the fourth member." Why do you want a fourth member to the group? Take away Paul for a second. Why do you want a fourth member when the 3 members are already shit? You people are it's like pissing on dog shit, bro. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like having over seasoned food and throwing mud on top of it and then eating it. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why would you want a fourth member of that group? Paul Heyman, the Oracle. If you guys can honestly tell me that everything Paul Heyman's done since WrestleMania isn't the worst shit he's done in the last 5 years, I'll leave you to. If you can honestly tell me that, I won't even talk. I won't moan about it, because from the moment we saw Roman say in the back office in COVID, and that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. And then the camera panned, and then Paul was giving Roman the gay look where he was just staring into his soul. Since that moment, the worst Paul Heyman we've had, even in Roman's absence when he was looking tired and he had the beard, the worst Paul we've had is this Paul since WrestleMania, bro. He's not had one. I swear to you, bro. Paul Heyman's not had one good week since WrestleMania. Not one, bro. Not one. Even we all assumed that the Raw after WrestleMania, this is going to be incredible. Like the bars that Paul's going to drop. And if everyone remembers, Paul still hasn't told us the reason of what's happened. He told us on the Pat McAfee show, but that doesn't count, bro. That's not a WWE product. Everybody doesn't watch that show. It's the worst shit. Look at the chat. Worse than Cesaro. It's terrible, bro. Like, he's literally a sideman. Now with Brock Lesnar, he definitely wasn't a sideman because Brock didn't talk, so he done all the talking. With Roman can talk for himself, and Paul still did loads of talking. Now everything seemed a cheap gimmick of what it already was, almost to the point where I would say we wasn't happy about the storyline going into Mania anyway. Well, I'll speak for myself. I wasn't. I didn't want a triple threat match and stuff. We all assumed that somebody might turn. I'm just proposing this. We can't go back and change anything, but I'm just proposing this. I feel like it would have made way more sense if Paul Heyman was forced to be with Seth instead of him actually wanting to be with Seth. For example, Roman and CM Punk put Paul Heyman on the line in that match. So the whole thing ended up being the cost. I'm not even trying to joke either, because there was no title anyway. The whole thing ended up being the custody of Paul Heyman. Yeah? Because remember, leading up to it, there was like the CM Punk favor and all that stuff. Then we had that Seth thing go on when he's like, now you owe me a favor. The favor should have been that if I win this match, I will promise not to hurt Roman. I will promise not to do whatever to the rest of it, as long as you come and be my wise man, and you have to sign it. And let's just say that he signed the papers over. So to get CM Punk the match at WrestleMania in a triple threat, he had to go against Roman and he had to sign a waiver saying that if CM Punk or Roman lose at WrestleMania, he has to be the wise man for Seth. What that does is the turn would still been a low blow, pause, from Paul, but it would have been a low blow without the stupid angry face. He would have been crying about it because he didn't want to do it. Then you leave it to interpretation where he signed the NDA so he can never tell us what the reason is, but he's trying to tell us. And the NDA runs out at a certain time. Yeah? There's a certain clause in the contract. So for 6 months, he can't let you know what it is. But he can still speak to Jimmy and Jay, and so he can kind of get across like, yo, you know, I love you guys, and then it's like, if you loved us, why would you do that to Roman? Blah blah blah. And it's like, I can't say. That should have been the whole story. Yeah, because him willingly being with Seth makes no sense at all, bro. Apart from the fact that I'm with Seth because Roman's having too much time off, and without Roman, I'm irrelevant. Safe, if that's the story. But you didn't even tell us the reason. You didn't tell us why you recruited Bronson Reed. You didn't tell us what you got Bron Breakker. You just told us that Bron Breakker is he's gonna main event WrestleMania 45 and 46 and 47 and 48 and then Seth just told us, no, Seth said he's the future of the company. And then Bronson told us today again, maybe Bron Breakker, that he's the future of the company. None of it makes any sense. The group doesn't have music. They don't even have a certain look. They don't have, bro. They don't have a name. So from now on, they're called the Vision. That's what I'm calling them, bro. We got Seth leading stuff because he's got a briefcase. At least drop a hint of jealousy in there. The fact that Seth's got the briefcase, but you wanted it to be Bronson Reed or Bron Breakker. It's terrible, bro. It's terrible. It's really bad. And the beautiful thing is they can save it. They can save it. Do they want to save it? No. You know why they don't want to save it? Because they think they're doing good work, and they're not doing good work. Now I found out about the WWE Unseen, and apparently they're not doing it as like a week in week out episodic thing where you're gonna see what they've done on Raw constantly. And I'm almost guessing now that they're gonna leave Raw out of stuff apart from one Raw, which is fitting because Raw is the biggest thing we've got the problem with. Yes, the pay-per-views have been a bit shit, but the biggest problem is Raw and SmackDown week in week out. And I'm guessing that from this Unseen, we're gonna get what led up to Raw at Netflix. We're gonna get what happened to WrestleMania 40, and I thought that anyway because we got a little documentary after WrestleMania 40, and we're gonna get what led up to WrestleMania 41, and we're gonna get the Royal Rumble, and I think that's it, and maybe Elimination Chamber John Cena's heel turn. So that's how it's gonna run. Now, the only thing I'm interested in to see about the John Cena heel turn is The Rock. But you know, if The Rock doesn't want stuff in there, he ain't gonna put it in there, bro. Or we're gonna see the fact that Triple H looks like an idiot. Because all that stuff that Rock said on Pat McAfee's show and all the stuff that Triple H was running around saying, we're going to find out very quickly of who was telling the truth, bro. Because I'm convinced The Rock wanted Cody to turn heel. They said no. They went against his creative, and Rock said, fuck you, lot then, safe, don't turn him heel, but I don't want no part of this fucking final boss shit then if I don't get Cody to turn heel. And they're like, yeah, but Rock, if you don't get Cody to turn heel, nothing's going to make sense now. All right, well, I'll go out there. I'll rub John Cena on his cheeks and that pause, and I'll tell him that, you know, I didn't have a brother growing up, and I want him to sell his soul. It's very P Diddy-ish. Well, it's what you get. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. That's what it is. The whole thing's stupid. This faction's so bad. So bad. And Raw itself, not that I want to get into a whole Raw review, but Raw itself, I mean, am I correct in thinking that the main event today was, what was the main event? Was it fucking, hold on a minute. This is another fucking, I just remembered something. Was the main event Jay versus Bronson Reed? Can somebody let me know that? Was the main event Jay versus Bronson Reed? You know that the match ended in a no contest, not a disqualification. You heard me moan about this a week ago. The match ended in a no contest. Now I don't know about you lot. Penta and Seth. Oh God, even better. Big up bonkers. Okay, fair enough. But the Jay and Bronson match ended in a no contest, didn't it? I have to let you lot know something. Bronson Reed picked up a office chair and threw it in Jay's head, bro. In his head, at his head, on his head. He threw it at his head. The bell went. Why did the bell go? Why is it a no contest? Jay's not knocked out. He's not dead. Why is it a no contest? How is it not a disqualification? How? 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 Make it make sense, bro. He threw an office chair at his head, bro. And then you're telling me that Penta versus Seth is the. I've got to do something here because I just have to do this. Give me a second, guys. Let me see something here. What was it? The 8th of July. Oh. All right. Let's go here. On this day, WWE Monday Night Raw 2002, 8th of July. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Kevin Nash tore his quad in a 10-person tag match in his first match back since sustaining a torn bicep. Also on the show, Jeff Hardy defeated William Regal to win the WWE European Championship. Bradshaw and Trish Stratus beat up Christopher Nowinski and Jackie. 2000 and don't want that. Need WWE stuff. New Japan, no, not New Japan. TNA, nope, not TNA. Need WWE. 2013, the 8th of July. The Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan made their WWE main roster debut by attacking Kane. But in 2025, Penta versus Seth. Let's use the whole week because, in fairness, times change. Only looking at WWE. I could use WCW because Bash at the Beach, by the way. Where are we? MCW, MLW, blah blah blah. In an opening match on Monday Night Raw, Montreal 2003, Booker T defeated Christian to become the WWE Intercontinental Champion for the first and only time. I'm not done. I'm gonna move on to the next one. SummerSlam Heatwave. Okay, that was the one when Kevin Owens beat AJ Styles in Madison Square Garden for the United States title. Okay. Keep going. Because I'm just waiting for this roster to be better than one of those matches. Something light. WWE SmackDown Winnipeg. Billy Kidman, Paul London defeat the Dudley Boys to win the tag team championship. In fact, let me just write the actual roaring on it. So give me. Let's not go too far back. Let's not go too far back. One of you like in the chat, give me a year in WWE to go back to. Don't go stupid far back. Go back to what you would know in it. So maybe use like 2000 onwards to two now. Let's not use the Attitude Era. Let's be fair. Okay, just give me a year, please, and hurry up and buy it as well. I just wanna get 2003. Okay, 2003. Monday Night Raw, July 2003. That's be fair because we can't do the 8th of July in case. So let's use we'll use the 14th of July simply because we can use the 7th. We'll use the 7th. Two of them there. All right. This might come up with the one I just done actually. Will it? Yeah, so the Booker T Christian one. Booker T versus Christian, Intercontinental title. Hurricane versus Roman's brother Rosie. Victorian Steven Richards versus Gail Kim and Val Venus. Test versus Kevin Nash. Chris Jericho versus Mark Jindrak. Molly Holly versus Trish Stratus. Ric Flair and Randy Orton versus the Dudley Boys. That was the main event. Was it? No, it wasn't. That was the main event. And then Austin calls out Kane. The Kane with the towel around his head and stuff like that. The fans kind of jeer JR acting like Foley winning the title. Austin talks to Kane, getting cheered, blah, 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 blah. Austin gets a chair spot, stunners, a bloody Kane. Kane sits up, chokeslam, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ends on a cliffhanger. Ooh, Goldberg, overrating. No goal, but Kane turns heel for the second time. The big segment wrestling in Montreal, screw job. Booker T title change. That's okay. That's one thing. Let's go to the 14th. Not far off. Week after. Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner versus Trish Stratus. No, Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner and Trish Stratus with Stacey Killer defeated Steven Richards, Tess, Victoria, which is the right to censor in it. Maven defeated Lance Storm. Evolution, Randy Orton, Ric Flair, and Triple H defeated the Dudley Boys. And Spike Dudley. Yeah, Spike Dudley was there as well. Rodney Mack and Theodore Long versus Rosie. Booker T defeated Christian again. Rematch. Gail Kim, Molly Holly for the WWE Women's Championship. Should we use a SmackDown as well? Let's go SmackDown. Because it's a split roster. SmackDown. July 2003. Give me another year as well. Give me another year. Because I'm about fairness here. 2007. Okay, 2007 and 2010. In fact, that's the one. Let's do 2007 and let's do 2010 because 2010 isn't regarded as a good time. So if it's better than this, because surely it can't be better than like General Manager, whatever, and all of them weirdos. So let's go SmackDown. Let's go July. Let's go here. All right, SmackDown. SmackDown Cruiserweight, the first match on the card. Cruiserweight Championship, Rey Mysterio versus Nunzio. Okay. Then we have Tag Team Championship, He Who Shall Not Be Named and Rhino defeat the Basham Brothers. Then we have WWE United States Championship Tournament first round, Billy Gunn and Tori Wilson. Well, Billy Gunn versus John Cena, Tori Wilson in his corner. WWE Tag Team Title match, Team Angle, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin defeat Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri. Singles match, A-Train versus Orlando Jordan. And then Stephanie McMahon and Zach Gowen defeated the Big Show, Sable, and Vince McMahon. And I know which one that was because I remember how Tori was dressed wearing the brown dress and that, but like that. All right, let's go 2010. No, let's go 2007. No, don't give me the dates and the venues, bro. There we go. 7th, July, 6th of July. That's the closest one. SmackDown. Non-title match, MVP versus Matt Hardy. Chris Masters versus Jimmy Wang. The Major Brothers versus Jeremy Young and Mike Fox. Finley versus Ric Flair. Chop Palumbo versus Kenny Dykstra. And singles match versus Duke and Domino in the no contest. That sounds meaty, to be fair. I can't even lie. Let's not even pretend. But that was SmackDown. So let's do Raw. That's fair. Since we are watching Raw. I actually didn't even like her. I didn't even like Raw actually. Okay. Greenboro. No, bro. I said July, you pussy, bro. There we go. Monday Night Raw 2000. Okay. So we can get the closest in July we can get to is July 9th. It's the 8th today, so July 9th is fair. That's tomorrow. I think I'll just name one of these matches. Bridgeport, Connecticut. Candice Michelle and Mickey James to kick off the show to take on Melina and Victoria. Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch defeat Carlito and Ric Flair with Tori Wilson in the corner. That was a number one contenders match for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels is the third match in the number one contenders match for the WWE Championship. Ended up in a double pin. Matt Hardy, no, the Hardy Boys versus Team Angle. Bobby Lashley defeats Shane McMahon by DQ in the hair versus title versus hair match for the ECW Championship. And then let's go 2011 was someone did say no 10. Let's do 10. Someone did say 10. Let's be fair. July. Let's do the 5th of July or the 12th. Let's do the 5th. Nashville, Tennessee. Ted DiBiase defeated John Morrison. Obviously, it's the meaty Ted DiBiase, not the $1 Million Man. Santina Marreta and Vladimir Kozlov defeat William Regal and the Great Khali. The Miz versus R-Truth ends in a no contest. Randy Orton and Evan Bourne defeat Chris Jericho and Edge. Alicia Fox defeated Eve Torres. That's the meaty era as well. That one ain't bad. That one is about as level as the one tonight because I don't like the one tonight was trash. But let's go 2011. See somebody put that in now. Let's go there. July. And I'll tell you what we're going to do in the next one. I'm going to bring in the Vince McMahon era. What everyone is everyone's like. We're going to go 2000. We're in 2000. We're going to 2015 because we're in 2025. A decade is enough time. But let's get to July 2011. 11th of July, Monday Night Raw. And I don't think I like this time either, so this should be interesting. Why is it giving me the? I don't want a summary. Just give me the results, bro. Okay, get rid of the dark match. JTG. John Cena defeated David Otunga and Michael Gillicotty in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Kelly Kelly defeated Melina. Alex Riley, Evan Bourne, and Kofi Kingston defeat Jack Swagger, R-Truth, and The Miz. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre with Vicky Guerrero in the corner beat The Big Show in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And then John Cena, who's the champion at the time, defeats CM Punk in a street fight to retain the WWE Championship. That is 2011 Summer of Punk in it, so we know what's going to happen at SummerSlam. He's going to win that title. And then let's go on to the last one. Let's go 2015 now. Because I'm trying to be fair here. I don't want to just talk about shit and then, oh no, it's a better era. 2015, no one can complain now. All right? Yeah, Morris, the reason why I know it was horrible then, because that's when Chang was born. And I was seriously like so happy that I didn't have to. I was like, oh yeah, when he's staying up as a baby, I can stay up and watch Raw and SmackDown. And brother, I just used to watch Argentine football because it was trash, bro. It was trash. Okay. All right. Corpus Christi, Texas. I don't know why Corpus Christi always makes me laugh as a name as for a place, but July 6th, Monday Night Raw, Illinois. We have this is 2015. If I'm correct, then this should be John Cena Cesaro times, I think. Big Show versus Ryback. Brie Bella and Nikki Bella and okay, I remember this. This was the Bella Army. So there's Brie Bella versus Paige, but Nikki Bella and Alicia Fox in the corner. Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. Dean Ambrose versus Bo Dallas. King Wade Barrett versus R-Truth. Big E and Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods defeat the Lucha Dragons, Sin Cara and Kalisto. John Cena defeats Cesaro to retain the WWE United States Championship. That is better than tonight's show. And let's do one more. And this one should be interesting because we're going into COVID territory. Let's go 2020, 5 years back. Because obviously, Paul Levesque era and that, so this should be better. Surely, surely nothing in COVID can be better than tonight. Surely not. Surely not. But I think I know what's coming up because this, if I'm correct, wasn't this the Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre times, isn't it? So this should be brilliant. This should be brilliant. Even looking at the results, everything just says Orlando, Florida, because obviously they were locked in the PC. So let's go July 6th, 2020. I even remember this. I remember it straight away because this is Oscar versus Bailey, I'm sure. But let's check it out. All right. Drew McIntyre defeats Heath Slater with Dolph Ziggler in his corner. Kyrie the Pirate Sane with Oscar in her corner defeats Sasha Banks with Bailey in her corner. The point of that is that Sasha and Bailey are the tag team champions at the time. So ain't it funny that Kyrie Sane and Oscar came to save Kyrie Sane tonight 5 years ago. They were in a tag team together. Kabuki Warriors, that means Paige was their manager. Rey Mysterio and Kevin Owens with Dominic in their corner defeat Seth Rollins and Murphy. We only just spoke about this. Seth had beef with Kevin Owens already leading into WrestleMania, and obviously the whole Rey Mysterio and Buddy Murphy with Leah thing. MVP and Bobby Lashley defeat Cedric Alexander and Ricochet. If you guys remember, this leads into Shane McMahon starting the Fight Club in Raw Underground, and then MVP Bobby Lashley starting the Hurt Business. They get recruited. They're there to take care of stuff. Cedric Alexander ends up turning in, joining the Hurt Business. Ricochet doesn't get a chance. Randy Orton, Andrade, and Angel Garza with Zelina in the corner. By the way, Andrade and Zelina together was really good. Defeat Big Show and the Viking Raiders, Viking Experience, Viking Party. 6-man tag team match. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce defeat the Billy Kay is the match. Peyton Royce in the corner defeats Ruby Riott, who's in the corner with Liv Morgan. And then we have Oscar and Kairi Sane. Oh, Oscar with Kairi Sane defeating Bailey and Sasha Banks. So it's the reverse of the first match. That card's better than tonight. That part is better than tonight. And if we want to be fair, let's do the last part of the Vince McMahon era, innit? Let's do that. So, 2023. Let's do July 2023 because Vince was still around. And everyone was complaining. I think I was complaining too. But weren't mad. So here we go. Last time now before I get out of here, bro. By the way, I will be live with Ends at 12 for football talk. Liverpool Chill Zone. And then following Ends' stream, I'm going to be live again back on my channel, on the football channel, doing a Q&A. So you can come over there, chop it up with me, ask whatever questions you want. That one's for the people. All right. Last one we're going to do now because it's 2023. We're in 2025 now, so no need to go further than that. Let's go to July the 10th, 2023 from Buffalo, New York. The Vince McMahon era. Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle defeat Imperium, Giovanni Vinci, and Ludwig Kaiser with Gunter in their corner. Zoe Stark with Trish Stratus. I remember this. Zoe Stark defeats Becky Lynch. Shayna Baszler defeats Emma. The Miz defeated Tommaso Ciampa in a no disqualification match. You remember the beef between Tommaso and the Miz because they were a tag team, weren't they? And then they moved on. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville defeat Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damien Priest, and Dominic Mysterio with Rhea in the corner defeat Seth, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn in a 6-man tag team match. I can't help it. I get to do one more. I have to go Attitude Era. I have to do one Attitude Era one. The only thing is I will say with the Attitude Era is these results are not giving the storylines in between, are they? So that will probably help, to be honest, if I'm fair. Let's go Prime Attitude Era 1998. Started in 97. Let's go 98. Although I don't know if everyone's gonna. It depends on who's watching. I don't know if they're gonna know who the people are and all these. But anyway, One thing straight away by looking at the results is there's way more matches in the Attitude Era because the matches were shorter. Because it was kind of like they weren't trying to like preserve these long drawn out matches till pay per views. But Big Van Vader defeats D'Lo Brown, Bart Gunn, Billy Gunn's brother, against Stevie Williams. That is it's the brawl for all. How did Okay, anyone don't know what the Brawl for All tournament was? It was a boxing tournament they put on, but it was real boxing, bro. It wasn't like no kayfabe stuff. It was real boxing. So it was the tournament leading, bro. I probably picked the worst date in WWE. Owen Hart um, against Steve Blackman. Come on, Steve Blackman's an absolute. I love Steve Blackman. Um, the Disciples of Apocalypse. Okay, that's Paul Ellerman's group versus Farouk and Bradshaw. Triple H and China. No, Triple H with China and X-Pac defeat The Rock. Wait there. Oh, okay. Triple H with China and X-Pac at ringside defeat The Rock by count out. WWF Championship match. It's a triple threat match. What am I tripping on? X-Pac's on his own. So it's a triple threat match between Triple H, X-Pac, and The Rock. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Flipping out. That in the middle of a card is crazy. Val Venus defeats Brian Christopher, which is Scotty Too Hotty. The Nation of Domination, Mark Henry and the Godfather defeat Legion of Doom. The main event, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker defeat the New Age Outlaws to retain the WWF Tag Team Championship. Listen, that one's better than the thingy, bro. Ain't no way I'm getting Stone Cold and Undertaker defeating Billy Gunn and Road Dogg come on, brother. Oh, we didn't do. Okay, this is only before we get out because we've done all the eras now, apart from Ruthless Aggression properly. Let's do main 2002 Ruthless Aggression, and then we'll leave. Stewie. All right. 2002 Ruthless Aggression. Oh, dead on July 8th as well. Dead on. Is it July 8th? Yep. Oh, perfect. July 8th, which is literally this day back then. Monday Night Raw, July 8th, 2002. We have. Where are the results? Show up, man. Okay. I can tell. This because for me, the Attitude Era for the stories were great. But I love the Ruthless Aggression era. I was 12 or 11. Perfect time for me. Anyway, Booker T. This is the kickoff. Booker T defeats Eddie Guerrero. Voldemort, he who shall not be named, with Eddie Guerrero in his corner, defeated by Bubba Ray with Spike in his corner. Bradshaw and Trish Stratus defeat Chris Nowinski and Jackie Gator. Ric Flair defeats Steven Richards. Jeff Hardy defeats William Regal. That's the one I said earlier. And then the main event. He should not be named. Eddie Guerrero and the NWO, Kevin Nash, Big Show, and X-Pac, with Shawn Michaels defeat Booker T, Bubba Ray Dudley, Goldust, Rob Van Dam, and Spike Dudley. Yeah. Yep. 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 Madness. Hey, brother, like I remember they were all Raws in it, and the brands are split. So like, obviously with them, that means Batista and all them are on the other brand. I'm not trying to shit on WWE now completely because I'm still watching it, but their week to week shows are failing, bro. The main and the pay per views were what we were hanging on to, but now they're getting bad as well. SmackDown on that same year, 2002. So only like 2 days, a couple of days after the Raw just spoke about. Edge and Hulk Hogan defeat Billy and Chuck to retain the tag team championships. Molly Holly defeats Tori Wilson to retain the women's championship. Batista and Reverend Devon testify defeat Mark Henry and Randy Orton. Rikishi, with Test in his corner, defeat Christian and Lance Storm. Billy Kidman and Hurricane Helms defeat Jamie Noble and Tajiri with Nidia in the corner. John Cena and Undertaker defeat Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle in the main event. Brother, they're not touching 2000. They're not touching the ruthless aggression at all. They're not touching it, bro. Stop the foolishness, man. The Un-Americans was great. And it's so easy to make that faction because there's so many Canadians or people from abroad. Why don't they play into the fact that nobody likes America, bro? Like the powerhouses, they don't like America. This would be smart to do that. This was fun because they didn't have to chop up Monday Night Raw. The reason why I didn't have to chop up Monday Night Raw because it was shit. Nothing happened of any substance at all. At all. Gunther cut another promo in the ring. And I told everyone that Goldberg will come out at some point because he ain't been doing anything so far. Ruthless Aggression there was cold, bro. It was cold. It was cold. Look, even because if I do 2001, that's the invasion angle, isn't it? The invasion angle, brother, it's a long day for people. SmackDown, 5th July 2001. Look at this bullshit, bro. The tag team championships are on the line. The Dudley Boys defeat Chris Jericho and Spike Dudley. Jacqueline defeats Crash Holly. That's hilarious. Billy Kidman defeats Gregory the Hurricane for the Cruiserweight Championship. Billy Gunn and Big Show defeat the Hardy Boys in a tag team championship match. Intercontinental title, Albert versus Edge. Singles match, Scotty 2 Hotty defeats Dean Malenko, and he's got Perry Saturn and Terry Rollins in the corner. And then Booker T defeats Diamond Dallas Page to retain his championship. And that's just SmackDown. Raw the same year. Invasion angle. July 9th. Diamond Dallas Page versus The Undertaker with Sarah in his corner in a street fight. If everyone remembers the angle leading up to this, Diamond Dallas Page was a stalker. That was his gimmick. He was in Undertaker's wife's house. He was recording her in the shower and all this stuff. Second match on the card, APA, Bradshaw and Farouk take on the Dudley Boys to win the WWF Tag Team Championship. Albert with Xbox in his corner defeats Rhino for the Intercontinental Championship. The Big Show defeats Jeff Hardy in a singles match. Booker T with Shane McMahon in his corner defeats Kurt Angle to retain his WCW Championship. Chris Jericho and Kane defeat Lance Storm and Mike Awesome. X-Pac defeats Scotty 2 Hotty to retain his light heavyweight championship. And then Team ECW, Bubba Ray, Devon, Justin Incredible, Lance Storm, Mike Awesome, Raven, Rhino, Rob Van Dam, Taz, and Tommy Dreamer versus Team WCW, Chris Kanyon, Chuck Palumbo, Mark Jindrak, Sean O'Hare, Sean Stasiak, and Team WWF, Billy Gunn, Bradshaw, Farouk, Hardcore Holly, The Big Show in a 20-man tag match, which ends in a no contest. That's an episode of Raw. That's an episode of Raw, not a pay-per-view, not a PLE, not in Saudi, not in Australia, not in England. It's a Raw, bro. And one of the days I'll do the same thing again, but next time I'll do it with the storylines. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Ruthless Aggression Era doesn't. I don't think it slaps the Attitude Era. In the ring, it does. It doesn't. I don't think it slaps the Attitude Era for stories, though. I don't. I don't. But they're very interchangeable. But it's sad. It's sad. It's quite telling though, innit? It's quite telling the way they've done this. But hey, man, what do I know? You know what I mean? All I'm trying to do is bring conversation up to the people. I'm not trying to get everyone to think the way I think anymore. I don't care about if everyone wants to. Like I said, if you're watching this Raw and enjoying it, I'm happy for you. Let me just let me make sure my son's safe. Enjoy your day. Stay dangerous. I like it. Yeah, my son's good. Yeah, man. But yeah, it's sad. And the realization of where wrestling is just shows in it. And I just want people to think of one thing, and because wrestling matches are always going to be wrestling matches, the moves are always going to be the moves. It's almost like, I mean, a serious question though. Yeah, what do you mean, Morris? Yeah, Morris, that's what I say to my son, innit? No point telling him to stay safe, bro. Stay dangerous, bro. You get me? Fucking stay safe is just a regular occurrence, bro. But I'm telling him hit first, innit? You think this is some bullshit, bro? Man, yeah, man. You already know how it goes. But um, ask yourself this question: if you have a problem with the stuff I say when it comes to WWE storylines, Morris, honesty, just give me one of your favorite movies each. Don't give me more than one. Just give me one of your favorite movies. I'm just gonna prove something very quick. Any of them, just throw the movie in. And I'm asking this for a reason. Don't try to be smart. Don't try to throw some stupid movie. Just give me your favorite movie. One of them. Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. Axel Foley. Brother, what is Axel Foley without a storyline, bro? He's just a police officer. He's just a police officer. Like, what is the fun of Axel Foley? The character build up, innit? The character build up that you get to know from the first Beverly Hills Cops. That's why when you get to number 2, that's why you can enjoy it. Equalizer, Denzel Washington, Robert Robert McCall. Okay, Robert McCall. What did they do in the Equalizer? When the Equalizer starts, we see Robert McCall. He attends this cafe every day, same time, to read the same book until it's finished. Reason being, his wife passed away. And his wife passed away, and what him and his wife were doing was trying to read the best 100 books before they die. Yeah, there was a list of read the best 100 books in life before you die. That's what the thing was called. So when we first started watching The Equalizer, we see that he's just reading the book. We see that he's got a bit of OCD, sits at the same table, just analyzes stuff. How do we find out about the list? How do we find out about why he's reading the book? How do we find out how he's sitting there? Because they bring in Chloe Grace Ortiz's character in. She's a prostitute. She's against her will. She sees him in there every day. She goes to there at the same time, has the same pie. She gets into a conversation one time because when she gets in there, she's stressed out because she's clearly been hit in the face. She's upset. She says, "Oh, what you reading there?" He's on some like this and this is my OCD. I just kind of do my thing. She says, "Do you mind if I sit down?" He reluctantly says, "Yeah, go on, go ahead." Remember, at this point, we don't know anything about him. What you reading? Blah blah blah. Tells him, blah blah blah. It's a story about a fish. Okay, what do you do? Then he sees the car pull up. Slavy, that's his name, the Russian youth. Slavy's here and all that. She's upset, visibly. She leaves the door. She runs out the door to Slavy. All of a sudden, she's in prostitute mode. She's happy again. He's giving the look like, yo, I don't know what's going on here, bro, but I don't really like it, bro. One day, he realizes that she ain't turned up and that. You get me? He sees Slavy outside, manhandling her. He goes out there. At this point, we haven't seen any aggression from Robbie McCall, bro. He goes out there. Like, listen, don't. Yeah, I mean, don't manhandle the girl like that. Blah blah blah. He's like, I've got good prostitute for you. You want, you buy. Gives him the card, and he's like, yeah, say no more. See that? I'm gonna take that card. Then we see him turn up to a nightclub, and we're thinking he's obviously going to save the girl. He walks in there and he hands Slavy an envelope. So I'd like to buy the girl. Slavy says, why this girl? He's like, listen, just let her come with me. She don't want to be here. Take the envelope. I paid over the top. He takes his money and he says, now get out, American. Man presses his watch. Then man starts just zooming into exits and that. Then he matches everyone up in there, bro. And then we realize this ain't no normal guy, brother. And as the story goes on, as he meets his old colleagues and stuff, we realize bit by bit they give us tasters. Oh, he was working for this. Oh, he was this kind of officer. Oh, he was the guy that we send to kill the next dude. Just like John Wick with the dog when it starts off and he's a happy guy and all he's doing is driving. He has a dog. We find out his wife died of cancer. They kill the dog that his wife left behind him because she didn't want to leave him alone. And then we know where John Wick's story builds up. Then we see him digging up stuff and we're like, oh my God, this guy's an assassin. He's about to kill everyone. Now we take that same story and put it in WWE. You get rid of all the story part, but you just have John Wick killing people, bro. No dog, no wife that died of cancer, no car that got stolen, no house that got robbed. We just start John Wick. We see him like WWE with their fucking Starbucks coffee. We see him going to a petrol station. For the rest of the story, we just see him beating people up and shooting people in the face. Now at this point, is John Wick a heel? Is he a babyface? How the fuck do I know? He might be a heel because all he seems to be doing is killing innocent people. If Robin McCall, the movie starts, we don't get all that stuff in the cafe with the girl, but we just see a guy go up into a bar, lock the door, press his watch, and start mashing everybody up for no reason, putting corkscrews in man's throat and all that business, and then leaves. And we're just like, well, I love Denzel Washington, but what the fuck is he doing? I don't know. Now all of a sudden, I don't know if he's the evil one. He's trying to rob the girl. I just saw him try and pay for a girl and then mash everyone up. That's what WWE does to me, bro. Do you not think that Infinity War and Endgame would be even good? Obviously, production wise, but imagine turning on Endgame and all the movies since 2011 didn't exist, but we turn it on and there's been a 5-year blip. What the fuck does a 5-year blip mean if I don't know what was happening before? How there can't be a blip for the audience if I don't know what happened before. Nah. This guy clicked his fingers. How would I know that though? Then I see Captain America and all that stuff, but they're looking all aged and tired. But if I didn't see the previous movies, then what the fuck does Captain America mean to me? All I'm gonna see is Chris Evans, Paul Rudd, Scarlett Johansson. Don't know what's going on. We need to bring our friends back from what? We need to time travel for what? We need to kill Thanos. Who's he? Maybe Hulk can do it. Where's the Hulk? We need to go see Tony. Who's Tony? You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about like psychology of storytelling, bro. They tell you this in school, bro, as a kid. Beginning, middle, end. That is every structure, it's every formula to a story. After that, you fill in the blanks, bro. It doesn't matter if you do beginning, middle, end. It doesn't matter if you do end, middle, beginning. It doesn't matter if you do end, beginning, middle. But you have to have those structures in place. You need to know the beginning, we introduce them to the story. The middle, we give the stakes of the story. The end, there's a payoff to the story. Now, the payoff doesn't always have to be something positive. It could be something really bad. And same with WWE, the payoff doesn't always have to be that the babyface gets over. Maybe the heel is the one who gets over. But when you don't have babyfaces and heels, everything's shit. Do you guys realize that? Let me tell you about it. What do we just have? Night of Champions, isn't it? Night of Champione. Results. Respect. Night of Champions. Okay. We'll leave that one. Fair enough. Rhea, Raquel, Roxanne. Babyface, heel. Fair enough. Sammy, Carrion, babyface, heel. Fair enough. Brother. Oscar and Jade fought each other in the final of a big tournament. They're both babyfaces. Randy Orton and Cody fought each other at the end of the tournament. They're both baby faces. WrestleMania, CM Punk, John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins, all baby faces. WrestleMania also, Bianca Belair, Io, and Rhea, all baby faces. Randy Orton, Joe Henry, baby faces. Brother, these things don't matter if there's not a villain, bro. Like, it doesn't make a difference. There has to be. Because you're causing the audience to split. You don't want the audience split in that way. Yes, you're always going to have a few audience members that are on the heel side. That's just normal. But you don't want the audience split when it's like you got a triple threat match with all the baby faces. Now, there's going to be times when there's a tournament where it's a competitive story. The story is just being the most competitive. Remember, like when Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar had that feud early doors. It wasn't about they were friends, they were cool, but they will kind of get the better of each other and stuff like that. Big Ol' Honesty says exactly so. That's why I love the movie because the story. Even some villains, we understand why because they're bad. Exactly, bro. Think of this, innit? Creatively, you could easily make us everyone understand why Seth Rollins is the way he is. Easily, you could do that if you tell the story in the right way. Easily. Why have you got a problem with Roman Reigns? I've always had a problem with Roman Reigns because I started the Shield and I chose to not sell out but buy in. And my life was sorted. I got the briefcase. I won at WrestleMania 31. I was the guy. And somehow we have a world tragedy. Roman decides to turn up and everyone loves Roman all of a sudden and nobody loves me anymore. Roman's getting all the money. Roman's getting the changing room. Roman's getting the time off. Roman's getting the catering. Roman's getting the private jet. And I'm just working my ass off fighting week in, week out for this company, way more than Roman, and I get way less than Roman. And then you use Roman's promo. Yes, I work less than you do, and I get paid more than you do. There you have it. That's why Seth's angry. Why is Paul Heyman angry? Paul Heyman's angry because he got Roman into this position so he could be the best and make the most money and do all the stuff, and Roman's left him hanging by not turning up to work. Whereas Seth is on the other side, turning up week in, week out. I'm joining forces with Seth. Why don't you join forces with CM Punk? Because CM Punk is against the establishment, and the establishment is what pays me. Everything CM Punk stands for is all woke and good for stuff other than me. I don't get paid. That's what I'm here for. There you have the whole story between all three of them. Done in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes. Fucking stupid. So easy, bro. It's so easy. Tiffany's whole story should be beating the old guard. And I don't mean these women are old, but older than Tiffany in it. They're 10 years, they're longer than 10 years, 6 years older than her. Why have you got a beef with Charlotte? Because I'm new and what's hot, and you're old and what's not. Yeah, I wanted to be you growing up, and now I realized why would I be you when I can be better than you? She beat Charlotte. Why do you want to fight Trish Stratus? Because somehow she just gave Trish Stratus a title shot for no reason. So fuck what Naomi did at Money in the Bank. Fuck what Bianca did at Elimination Chamber. You can just ask, why have you got beef with her? Just like Charlotte. I'm new and what's hot. You're old and what's not. And you keep coming back to take the limelight from the young talent like me. I'm the blonde bombshell now. Not you, Charlotte. Not you, Stratton. I'm boobs and breast. I'm blonde and breast. I'm blonde and breast and what's best. That's why I'm taking you out. And I'll take out you. I'll take out Charlotte. I'll take out Lita. I'll take out Molly Holly. I'll take out Nikki Bella until you not realize you don't go here. There. Just gave you another storyline for Tiffany in 2 minutes. Simple. Simple. This ain't hard, bro. These lot are lazy. We're about to watch a Netflix show where it's all about creativity, but I'll just give you 2 storylines in 4 minutes. So what are we talking about here? Exactly, Vincent, like the indie wrestlers. All and the thing is, I'm going to give you that as well is the excuse for all these guys that Triple H brought up to the main roster, and then Vince didn't like them because of the indie wrestlers, the Adam Coles and Johnny Gargano and that. But guess what? Vince ain't there. Johnny Gargano is Triple H's guy. Pete Dunne, my guy, is Triple H's guy. Tyler Bate, Triple H's guy. He's still not booking them properly, even the ones that he likes. Even his homies, he's not booking them properly. Not Gargano, not a Ciampa. None of them. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here because I'm going live with Ends in 12 minutes. So, obviously, if you're in the chat and you're into football, you know what to do. Endsman TV, live then. Following Endsman TV, we're going to go into another live stream for me. On that live stream, it's all about the viewers. So it's you that ask me the questions about football, about whatever you like. If you're not into football, I might let some other questions sneak in there, depending on how many people's in there as well. But big up for everyone who came along. Let me just read Honestly's comment before I get rid of it. Same with me, Yin. B-Fab Turnhill saying that they're tired of losing between Overlooked and Sub. Yeah, it's simple. And they're both women of colour. I wouldn't use the colour in terms of I'd mention it. I would just say, you don't like people like us. Nah, Morris is taking the piss, bro. I told you 12, I think. Or, I said 12 minutes on it, so, yeah, man. Mine's after that. Mine's got a time of 1:15, but it'll probably change depending on how long I'm on with ends. But yeah, honestly, that's what you do. You allude to certain stuff. You give people what they're talking about. You don't like girls like us. No, mine's straight after End's stream. So whatever time End's stream, I'm going straight over there. But yeah, that's what I would do. It's already up on the channel anyway, so you can hit the notification bell. But that's what they should do. And then when everyone starts to be like, well, blah, 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 it's like, oh, no, you thought we was talking about being black. That's not what we're talking about. But why are you not talking about that? We were talking about being from the street. You lot brought color into it. Come on, bro. The story for days, bro. I said to End yesterday, I gave Ends a whole storyline for Tiffany Stratton in the back office, bro. Make Trish Stratus Tiffany's mom, bro. She put up her kid for adoption to get into the wrestling business. The reason why Tiffany is in the wrestling business, she heard that when a mom who she didn't know, put her up for adoption for the wrestling business, her quest was to always find her mom, not to comfort her, not to give her a hug, but to fight her. Because how dare you choose wrestling over me? And then you have her tag with Trish Stratus and all this stuff she doesn't know, and then you have something where Trish is like, listen, blah blah blah, this happened. And when I was younger, like I was in the same position as you, but I had to make a decision. It was a rough one. And then you go, hold on a minute. Rough decision. Yeah. Do you want to tell me about it? It's too hard to tell you. What time was this in your life? Around 2000. 2000. Now, obviously, we know that Tiffany wasn't born then, but I'm saying, and you go, hold on a minute. Blah, blah, blah. And like, wait, and then you know that Trish is from Canada. So then you go, oh, off the scent straight away. I'm not Canadian, so it couldn't have been that. And then you heard Trish say, I remember when there was a tour back with the troops, and there was a guy that I fell in love with over there, but I couldn't stay with him because he was on tour in Iraq. He was fighting for the country, and I didn't tell him because I didn't want to distract him. So I put the baby up for adoption. And then Tiffany's like, yeah, I never really got to know my dad. Like, I don't know him. And then you move the story on, bro. And then eventually, leading up to WrestleMania, the birth certificate thing slips, or there's a bracelet or something that both of them have. She left her baby when she put her baby for adoption. There was a locket, and the locket had a picture of the baby in it. The locket had a picture of the mom in it, and the mom had a picture of the baby in her locket. And they're in the changing room together getting ready for their tag team match against the Bellas. And she says to Trish, or Trish says to Tiffany, yo, can I borrow your knee brace and that? Like, I left my shot. Yeah, don't worry, it's in my bag. Goes in the bag. The bracelet's tangled around it. Oh, this is a beautiful bracelet. Sees the engraved on it. Throws it in there. Goes to the match. They lose their tag team titles because one of them is distracted because they've realized that's my daughter or that's my mom. To go to WrestleMania, they fight. One of them gets the breaks beat. You have to have Trish lose the match to her daughter. She gets battered. But we end up in a good. Then you can use the fucking. Oh, we can cuddle each other in the ring and that because you find out. I lost my title, but I won my mom. Oh my god, bro. I'm a storyteller, bro. That's what I do, bro. I'm a storyteller. Anywho, you know the vibes. Yeah, I mean, you know the vibes.